Good morning, YouTube. It is May 4th, 2015. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And all that cheesy bullshit. I was reading lots of crazy shit this weekend because I'm a nerd. And I've read everything from there's an asteroid coming September 2015 to Yellowstone's going to erupt to the government's declaring martial law, to Obama's coming for my guns, to you name it, man. Aliens are going to invade. Not the illegal kind, the kind from Mars. Who knows what to make of anything anymore? Honestly, it is all a giant, monumental clusterfuck. So what do we do? What do we do? Sorry. Man, I don't know. You know, okay. Asteroid is going to hit the Earth 2015. September 15th, I think is what it said. And it's not a wormwood event. It's a bookend event. 2.5 mile wide asteroid. And of course, well, I'll put that in context. Even if that is accurate, even if that is possible, the government is damn sure not going to tell you. There is no way in hell they're going to mention that because you think things are bad in Boston. Yeah. If people found out that, you know, there was going to be an asteroid hitting off the end of, and it was going to cause like mass chaos and panic and oh my God. All hell would break loose. Well, and they can't have that. So we got to be good little worker drones, little copper tops, and keep the machine running. Yeah, I got my iced tea again. So even if there's an asteroid coming, the government's not going to tell us. And if this is true, if this is accurate, and it is a 2.5 mile wide asteroid, it's supposed to hit off the east coast of New York. Which I guess, if you believe in all the Illuminati conspiracy stuff, and you fold the dollar bills, and then I think it's a $100 bill, and you fold it the one way, it looks like New York, and it's supposed to be, they thought it was a missile, but it's actually like a meteor that's coming in that's going to wipe out New York and the East Coast, and cause huge, massive shifts in when the impact happens. It's going to cause massive earthquakes, and Yellowstone's going to erupt, boom, and chaos, and dogs and cats living together, and mass hysteria. Sorry, there was a Ghostbusters reference in there. I don't know why I'm laughing about all this, because you know, it's just gotten to the point. It's just gotten to that point where you don't know what to believe. The only thing that we have solid, and this is all that I'm going to go on anymore, is confirmed pictures and facts, confirmed stuff that has been visually and totally confirmed. And that's the convoys moving around the country. They saw them in Indiana now, so the whole jade helm thing. Don't buy into that it's only 8 states or just in the South. It's a nationwide thing. Completely nationwide. So, and it is what it is. The only thing we can do is keep doing what we've been doing. And I'm going to keep beating the drum. Beans, Band-Aids, bullets, and water. And hope shit don't fall apart before we get all of our stuff together. Some people have been way ahead of the curve on this and preaching about all of it, saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. The economy's going to collapse, blah, blah, blah. Which, I got to thinking about all this. If you knew the end of the world was coming, or not the end of the world, even just you knew that there was going to be an issue that would cause things to change. Let's take it from the end of the world scenario. If you knew the end of the world was coming, our government is going to react like we would. I.e., what they're going to do is they're going to get their credit card and they're going to max that bitch out. If I knew the end of the world was absolutely coming, if I absolutely knew that, I'm not going to lie, I'd party my ass off. I would take my credit card, I would max that bitch out, buy all the shit I ever wanted, and have a great time doing it. You know, I'd end up with that Ferrari F40 I always wanted. Or I'd go steal it, one or the other, I don't know. Anyway. Or that, you know, yeah. So, the government, let's just say hypothetically, that there is the meteor coming. They know it's coming. Boom, it's going to fuck shit up. The economy's done. The Fed moves into Chicago because that's inland, away from the impact zone. They got their credit card out. Hey, let's max that bitch out. We're $21 trillion in debt now. Boom, there it is. But hey, let's take that $21 trillion and max the credit card out to build bunkers. So, they're going to build bunkers, max the credit card out to build the bunkers. They've been building them for a while, but yeah, it's supposedly gone into high gear lately. Which is another reason they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit that we're $21 trillion in debt. I wouldn't give a shit. If the world was coming to an end, I wouldn't care. 21 trillion in debt? Pfft, who cares? It's not going to matter. I'm going to make sure I'm taken care of. Or at least have fun going out. And you know, it kind of stands to the puzzle pieces. You gotta question the scenarios. You know, they put all this continuity of government shit in effect in case something like this happens. Okay, well, something like this is going to happen. So let's protect our government, put them all in the bunkers, save everything that we can, stockpile the food, and the government orders billions of rounds of ammunition because there's going to be mass chaos when people do find out. Or I'm just running on the scenario, running on the hypothesis that the asteroid is coming and people are going to find out about it. So people are going to find out about it. All hell breaks loose. They're storming the gates. You know, why won't you do something about it? Why haven't you done? So they're going to start shooting at Americans because they don't give a shit. It's coming to an end. So what? Shoot them. Who cares? The rules change. We all play by the same rules right now. Well, the government's not playing by those rules. They're on a different set. They're in a different book, dude. Why? If you knew the world was coming to an end, wouldn't you play by a different book too? I damn sure would. Max that credit card out and build me a bunker for me and mine. Just saying. So we're running under that hypothesis that there's an asteroid going to hit. They move everything, all of the troops south, you know, look at all the equipment they're moving south. I mean, convoys, just as far as you can see, of Humvees and Deuce and a Halfs and MRAPs and Stryker vehicles and freaking Bradleys and Abrams and C-130s and so on and so on and so on and so on. Every country in the world's test firing their nukes, their missiles. Maybe it's not a saber rattling. Maybe it's not a prelude to war. Maybe they're going to try and pull a deep impact scenario where they shoot their missiles off and hit this asteroid. They had to test fire them just to make sure the shit's working. Thought, scenario, random shit that runs through my head. So, the thing that I've noticed, for every conspiracy theory you read, for every one of these weird little stories that you read, there's always a shred of truth. There's always a shred of truth. Like the Illuminati thing with the Twin Towers. Now the Illuminati thing with the New York meteor coming in and the Hoover Dam. I think it's a 50, you fold to 50 and it shows the Hoover Dam collapsing and rupturing. So the thing I read about this meteor is it's not an it's not an extinction level event. It's a bookend. Some of my Christian brethren are reading this as it's the beginning of the tribulation and the rise of the Antichrist. I don't know. I guess it's possible. Point is, depending on where you live in the country, where I live, I was looking at it, and if an asteroid hits off the coast of New York, off the East Coast, it's going to wipe out everything. We'll probably lose 10 miles of coastline just from the tsunami and impact, depending on the size of the asteroid. They're saying 2.5 mile wide. 2.5 mile wide. I think that's pretty much that's a pretty. I don't have all the geological information and blast radiuses and all that other stuff. I didn't go into detail with that. Just this little article that I read sent my mind kind of into conspiracy land. So anyway, asteroid hits, boom, huge earthquake's going to happen. I mean, you're talking, a 9.0 across the country because of the impact of the shock wave hitting the crust of the earth. Could possibly set off, if it sets off Yellowstone, all bets are off at that point. I mean, that's pretty much an extinction level kind of thing, at least for the United States. And then that won't really matter. We can all pretty much kiss our asses goodbye at that point. So, having said that, cheerful Monday morning. Good note to start the week out on. This is what been going through my head. So the best thing we can do is we're going to pretend, go under the hypothesis that something is coming. Something. Whether it's an asteroid, whether it's Yellowstone, whether it's the New World Order, whether it's the UN, whatever. But I'll be honest, it would take an asteroid or something like that for the government really to accomplish its goals of enslaving the American people. I believe that. They can't do it through just normal martial law and trying to do that. They can't do it. They don't have the manpower. They just don't have it. There's no way that they could pull that off. It would take a natural disaster to confiscate guns, round people up, and put them in FEMA camps. Because if there was a natural disaster like that, 90% of America is going to go willingly into these camps. And that's just fact. There will be, 5% that will be predators and plague people. And then there will be 5% of people like us who are preparing, who are having beans, bullets, and band-aids, and saying, "Fuck this shit," regardless of the situation. So, take that for what it's worth. Y'all read the articles and see what you can dig up on that. I don't know. You know, an asteroid, Yellowstone, whatever. And take it for what it's worth. So, on that note, remember, knowledge is something they can never take away from you. God bless you and God bless America. Kaz out.